Food stamps and food banks. Chapter 1. Free food for the poor. Food stamp program info. The food stamp program is a federal program run by the U.S. Department of Agriculture who gives money to state governments who administer it locally. If you are an American citizen, earn less than X amount of dollars in a year and have very few assets, you qualify. You get a food stamp credit card worth X amount of dollars per month which you can use to buy food at supermarkets and grocery stores. You have to apply, bring in supporting documents and be interviewed in person. Go to the website or phone book, find the address for your local food stamp office and go from there. If you have more than $2,000 in assets, which is about the value of any used car, you probably will not be eligible. You can own a house, have a 401k, a burial plot, receive supplemental security income benefits or state cash assistance programs because these are all exempt from being counted as assets. They are now using an electronic benefits transfer (EBT) card where stores debit your food stamp account directly. In the past when they gave out food stamps in bills like cash, there was a lot of fraud. Some people even traded them for drugs and booze. Some store owners bought them for 50% of the face value. Food stamps can only be used for food and seeds to grow food. They can't be used for fast food from restaurants. If you are in an emergency food situation, they will give you some emergency food stamps before your application is processed if you go to the food stamp office and talk to them. The phone number for the local food stamp office is in the government section of the phone book. thefoodstampsprogram.org. fns.usda.gov/fsp, food stamp qualification tool. fns.usda.gov/fsp, food stamp program. fns.usda.gov/applicant_recipients/eligibility.htm, eligibility requirements. fns.usda.gov/fsp/applicant_recipients/apply.htm, how to apply in your state. fns.usda.gov/fsp/contact_info/hotlines.htm, your state's toll-free food stamp information hotline. Food stamp program. 800-221-5689. FOODSTAMPS-STEP1.usda.gov fns.usda.gov/fsp/conta-ct-info/hotlines. fns.usda.gov/fsp. There is a federal special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children, WIC, that was set up to provide low-income mothers with healthy food for their children. It is run by the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA. The standards are similar to the food stamps program. You have to prove you're poor. Food and Nutrition Service. fns.usda.gov. fns.usda.gov/cnd/WIC. The USDA administers a hot lunch program through schools which provides low-income children with healthy food. fns.usda.gov/cnd/breakfast, breakfast program. fns.usda.gov/cnd/milk, milk program. fns.usda.gov/cnd/lunch, school lunch program. fns.usda.gov/cnd/contacts/state directory.htm, school lunch program. fns.usda.gov/cnd/lunch/competitive foods, school lunch program. Food banks info. Food banks per se are not government programs even though governments sometimes subsidize them. Religious and other not-for-profit organizations usually run them. If you can swallow your pride and not feel like a low-class member of society when you go to a food bank, they could help you through a tough time. Not anyone who submits a sob story can go and get food. You have to qualify by proving you're in poverty, just like the USDA food stamps program. Every food bank has its own standards and application processes. The general process is filling out an application and disclosing one's financial assets or lack of them. You have to prove you live in the area. There have been cases of people going around to every different food bank in a city even though they didn't live in the immediate area. Food banks have standards on how much food they give away and how often people can come to use their services. It's often once a week at best, and they make up packages based on what they currently have in stock which the person takes. There was no shopping around at the food bank I visited. When I was young, I lived in an apartment next to a single parent who was on welfare and had a card that enabled her to go to the food bank once a week. I used to drive her down. She picked up her package then gave me what she didn't want. She usually got a mix of healthy and junk type food. CAFB.ca, CAFB-ACBA.ca, Canadian Food Banks. SecondHarvest.org, food bank locator on their website. Find food banks by state, city, and zip code. FindFoodBank.org. FeedingAmerica.org/foodbank-results.aspx. MealCall.org. OregonFoodBank.org. SecondHarvest.org. GrowArow.org, grow food, donate it to food banks. AngelFoodMinistries.com/recipes/search.asp, food banks. BeerieHunger.org/your_foodbank.html, San Francisco area. CAFoodbanks.org, California Association of Food Banks. CariaandShare.org. ChatFoodBank.org. cted.wa.gov/maps, Washington State Food Banks by County. eHow.com, how to find a food bank. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/food_bank. fbcmh.org, Food Bank Council of Michigan. Foodbankanique.org, New York City. Foodbanksofutah.org. health.state.ny.us/prevention/nutrition/hpnap/regional_foodbank_map.htm, New York. HoustonFoodbank.org. IdahoFoodbank.org. nhfoodbank.org/pages/agencies/find.html, New Hampshire. ntfb.org/ma_find.cfm, North Texas Food Bank. OregonFoodbank.org. sffoodbank.org, San Francisco Food Bank. Singleparents.about.com/od/financial-help/tp/food_pantry_food_bank.htm. stlfoodbank.org, St. Louis, Mo. Strength.org/food_bank. Canadian Food Banks. CAFB.ca, CAFB-ACBA.ca, Canadian Food Banks. Foodbankscanada.ca. Dailybread.ca, Daily Bread Food Bank. College Food Banks/College Food Pantries. umb.edu/life_on_campus/uaccess/food_pantry, University of Massachusetts at Boston. Campuspantry.arizona.edu, the University of Arizona. ssac.gmu.edu/patriot-pantry, George Mason University. care.kennesaw.edu/services/management, Kennesaw State University's Care Management. fau.edu/dean/r-services.php, Florida Atlantic University's Case Management/Student Advocacy. Food Help DC area nonprofit websites. Bethesda Cares. 301-907-9244, volunteer. BethesdaCares.org. BethesdaCares.org/get-involved/volunteer-opportunities, 7728 Woodmont Avenue, Bethesda, Maryland 20814. Bread for the City. In Wards 6 and 8. breadforthecity.org, 202-265-2400. 1525 7th St. Northwest Washington, D.C. 20001202561-8587. 1640 Good Hope Road, S.E. Washington, D.C. 20020. Capital Area Food Bank. 202-644-9800, volunteer. Seafoodbank.org. Capitalareafoodbank.org. 4900 Puerto Rico Avenue, NE, Washington, D.C. 20017. D.C. Central Kitchen. 202-601-7314. dccentralkitchen.org. 425 2nd Street NW Washington, D.C. 20001. D.C. Greens. 202-601-9200. dcgreens.org/volunteer. 2000 P. St. NW No. 240, Washington, D.C. 20036. DC Hunger Solutions. 202-640-1088. dchunger.org. dchunger.org/training-and-outreach/current-trainings. 1200 18th St. Northwest Washington, D.C. 20036. Food for All. foodforalldc.org. foodforalldc.wordpress.com/volunteer. 1810 16th Street Northwest Washington, D.C. 20009. Food and Friends. 202-269-2277, volunteer. foodandfriends.org. 219 Riggs Road Northeast Washington, D.C. 20011. Food Justice DMV. foodjusticedmv.org. Food Rescue US. foodrescue.us. foodrescue.us/be-the-rescue. Kyanite Kitchen. kyanite.kitchen. Martha's Table. 202-328-6608, volunteer. marthastable.org, marthastable.org/volunteer. 2375 Elvins Road, SE Washington, D.C. 20020. Miriam's Kitchen. 202-452-8926, volunteer. miriamskitchen.org. 2401 Virginia Avenue, NW Washington, D.C. 20037. So Others Might Eat, Some. 202-797-8806x2109. Some.org, volunteer. Some.org. 71 OST, NW. Shepherd's Table. 301-585-6463x1. shepherdstable.org. 8210A Dixon Avenue, Silver Spring, Maryland 20910. Thrive DC. 202-503-1533. thrivec.org. thrivec.org/volunteer. NW Suite G1, Washington, D.C. 20010 Ward 1. World Central Kitchen. 202-844-6330, hello. wck.org. wck.org/volunteer. 655 New York Avenue Northwest 6th floor, Washington, D.C. 20001 Ward 6. We Are Family. Ward 1. 202-423-3858. we'refamilydc.org. 202-487-8698. Hunger websites secondhelpings.org, help eliminate hunger in Indianapolis, in. bread.org, 800-82-BREAD. cfh.ca, food for the hungry. feedingamerica.org. chatfoodbank.org. endhunger.org, 800-333-4597. projectbread.org, feeds the poor. projectmeal.org, Meals on Wheels. thehungersite.com. thp.org, The Hunger Project. Poverty websitesnapo-onap.ca, National Anti-Poverty Organization, NAPO, a non-governmental, non-partisan advocate organization of low-income Canadians and others concerned about issues affecting poor people. foodnotbombs.net. wfp.org, World Food Program. whyhunger.org. makepovertyhistory.org. povnet.org.